So Microsoft, got Minecraft in my head. Microsoft is currently going through a huge layoff. They, according to this, they're apparently cutting off 9,000 jobs, according to Jeff Keighley. He's the one that does the Game Awards every year. This is across the entire company, including some game divisions. I've heard certain things about it. I'm very curious in general on what this all means. Microsoft lays off thousands. Xbox chief says game division cuts will remove layers of management. Oh, that's different. That's actually a good thing. And yes, I'm going to phrase it like that. It may sound shitty saying it as such, but I think sometimes the biggest problems we have when it comes to good entertainment is that we have too many chiefs and not enough Indians. We don't have enough people that are able to go and develop something, and you have too many people all butting heads trying to develop a thing that everyone can quote unquote agree on, when truth of the matter is there's a lot of people that shouldn't be a part of it in the decision making and the creativity process as it is. Let's see what else there is about this update. Microsoft is scrapping 2 upcoming video games, the reboot of Perfect Dark, and a fantasy title, Everwild. That Everwild is from Rare. So does that mean that they're laying off people at Rare as well? Actually, Perfect Dark is from Rare as well. Oof. Now that sucks. But here's the thing. I'm curious what that really is going to mean in the end, because I imagine that these games were probably going through some form of development hell, because what was it, Everwild is a game that has like a 7 years of been in the making for 7 years now. Hold on, let me check. It was something weird like that. It's been out in the making for a while. Everwild was in development with few details announced. Description of gameplay varied in 2022. The game was described as a third-person adventure game. It's been 5 years since this was announced. Like, development began in 2014. It was spent years of experimental prototyping. Rare announced a new third-person action game in 2019. Bro, it's 2025. 6 years. They have talked about this game for 6 years without even a remote hint of anything else being done with this. Yeah, I can see a game like this getting cut. It sucks, but truth of the matter is, when you have situations like this, where you have a game that is in constant development hell, one of two things happens to that game. They either get forced out in a form which is somewhat good, not always good, somewhat good, but feeling somewhat incomplete, or they get thrown out on their asses the way it should be. And truth of the matter is, I think more games that get stuck in development hell like this should be, in general, tossed out with the bathwater. These games should not be in development. The fact that they didn't come out is not a problem. I see this as actually a win, because it's them stopping all the bullshit, cutting out all the garbage, and saying, we're not going to play games anymore. We get things going, we get things done, and we get them done right. Some dude at my Xbox went around and was like, oh, okay, I see, Rare's making a new online game. Well, how long has it been? What? 6 years? What the like, this, no, it's ridiculous. How much money are we dumping into this? Oh man. And they were optimistically targeting 2024 release. We are now in 2025 without it even being released. So that kind of just proves a point. Not all things that are done out of malice. The following rumor of the reduction of that first began last week. Microsoft set to lay off more than 9,000 employees worldwide Wednesday, includes some in Microsoft Gaming / Xbox division. Variety has confirmed the number of staff impact is under 4% of Microsoft's global workforce, approximately 228,000 employees. So a quarter of a million people got laid off. And it sounds like, based off of the games that were cut, it sounds like a chunk of them were coming out of Rare, which really sucks because Rare used to make a lot of good games. We continue to implement organizational and workforce changes that are necessary to position the company and team for success in dynamic marketplace, a Microsoft spokesperson said Wednesday. To position games for enduring success and allow to focus on strategic growth areas, we will end our decreased work in certain areas of business and fellow Microsoft leads and removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. My thought process when I hear stuff like that is they're saying, we came to the conclusion that we don't need 14 HR reps for a singular team. One should do it. Like, that's what I kind of got from this. Like, they have so many levels of just things going on and too many managers all pointing in their own directions that it's causing games to kind of go bad. And truth of the matter is, there used to be there still are games, mind you, there's games out there where you have one man and he has a vision and they push the vision in the direction that he says. And then there are games where you have these groups of people all fighting to determine what the direction should be. A good example of a game where one man pushes a vision that he has in the direction he wants is Kojima, creator of Metal Gear Solid, creator of Death Stranding. And what else did he do? I believe he was going to make a new Silent Hill game, and then they actually axed him at the time, so he went out and made his own studio. A man like that people worldly know his name, and then praise him for just being Kojima, versus games such as what was that last game that they made? It was made by not Everwilds. I had to tip my tongue. It was a game from Obsidian with the help of Bethesda. It was supposed to be the next quote-unquote Skyrim. It was about fungus. I can't remember the name of it. Praise for the toes. Listen, man. I'm not going to lie about Kojima, though. That man has removed more shoes from women than TSA agents. Just saying. Oh my god. What is the name of that game? Hold on. It's up here somewhere. Avowed! That's it! I found it! Avowed is a game that people think about when they're talking about multiple different groups coming together with multiple different opinions on what the game should look like, and then a fight breaking out, and then eventually something comes out of it. Whether that thing is good or not, that's a whole different story. So yeah, the Microsoft layoff thing sucks. I think that there's going to be a lot of benefit from it. I think that there's a high chance that we could be losing people that have standing in the company to a degree, but I think trimming the fat is what can solve a lot of problems, and it will definitely create better games in the future. One of the biggest problems companies have is they'll have a lot of people being hired onto it to fill a bunch of random positions. Sometimes they're positions that were just made up on the spot because they were told that they needed them. This is them kind of clearing it out. This right here, I think, is actually... hold on. You know what? Let's start by explaining it like this. Take X, for example. I don't think people go and truly think about the drastic change that happened when Twitter turned into X. And people don't actually put enough of an understanding, or not focus, but the respect to what they did. I see as my viewer count drops saying that. And what I'm saying about that is specifically is X used to have a lot more people running it than it did. A lot more people. And to my knowledge is this entire website pretty much got trimmed bare bone style, where they laid off a shit ton of people. But yet, beyond the advertisement stuff, Twitter has, for the most part, stayed roughly the same. And that right there probably was a big wake-up call to a lot of tech companies. And I think that this is an example by Microsoft right now of them following what X did. So expect more of this, not less of this, to be happening, because I think we're about to see an increase of layoffs in the tech industry that is going to be bigger than what we normally have seen in the last few years, especially bad considering the fact that this came after the rise of COVID. Gotta purge the gaming industry. There's a lot that's going to be cut off. I gotta say, in the tech industry in general, it's going to be a complete cleansing, and it has to do with the fact, wow, that's a bad word. That's going to get me many different ways of trouble. But it's about the logic of they're cleaning out all these extra areas where there really isn't a need to have people. And it sucks. It really does. But I don't think that in the end it's going to mean our games. I think this is going to be a good step forward in making better games. That's just how I view it. Additionally, now let's get back to it. Let's see. 2, position for games for enduring success, allowing blah 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 blah. Out of respect for those impacted today, the specific today's notifications and any organizational shifts will be shared by the team leaders in the coming days. Additional details regarding the Microsoft layoff and the get rid of all the I'm not reading that. Additional details regarding the Microsoft layoffs and which divisions have been impacted, sources tell Verity, that cuts of games do not make up the majority, are expected to be shared later. I'm pretty sure, considering the 2 games cut, I imagine it's going to be rare that was cut down. See below Spencer's full memo to staff, which was sent Wednesday to obtain by Variety, announcing the company-wide layoffs and how they will be impacted by Xbox below. Now, I will say this in the defense of these other smaller companies out there. When Xbox goes into a company, it feels in many ways like a hostile takeover after their purchase. So I can understand there being some skepticism, because essentially whatever that company was, it kind of gets morphed, and not in a good way. There's a video on this. We'll have to look it up in a future date. Today we're sharing discussions that will impact colleagues across our organization to position gaming. There we go, for enduring success and allowing us to focus on strategic growth areas. We will end our decreased work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. Out of respect of those impacted today, specific notifications will go out to their specific team leaders. Recognize that the changes come at a time when we have more players, games, and gaming hours than ever before. Meaning they're on top. Our platform, hardware, and game roadmap has never looked stronger. The success we're seeing currently is based off of tough decisions we've been making previously. I gotta admit, they are right that they are doing really, really well. And the reason I say that is, even with the situation where they don't care as much about making consoles anymore and where they're pumping out games, that Game Pass that they have made is no laughing matter. Like, some people think it's kind of dumb. A lot of people are purchasing it just for the sole purpose of being able to go day one, pick up the next game of Halo or whatever without even missing a beat. It's pre-installed and they didn't pay a dime for it beyond the $15 subscription, and then allowing them on top of all that play a bunch of other games. They are truly showing that that subscription situation and that system that they developed is working, and it is going to be their way of moving forward in the future, whether people agree with it or not. And I think that they're going to use this to, without a doubt, push the industry in the way that they want it when it comes to it, by being ahead of the market when it comes to on-demand gaming. Now, that being said, this is kind of funny after we literally just went off on the stop killing game situation, but it's very true what's going on with this. I think that their success that has been happening in the Game Pass industry has actively led them down a path where they are actively making money off of players by not even really making anything right now. Like, truth of the matter is, if they didn't make anything, I think players would still keep their $15 subscriptions for games because of the library out there. It's just kind of the way it is. We must make choices now to continue success in the future years, and key parts of our strategy is discipline. Strategy is the discipline to prioritize the strongest opportunities. We will protect what is thriving and concentrate efforts on areas with great potential while delivering on the expectations the company has for our business. This focused approach means we can deliver exceptional games and experiences for players for generations to come. So what this means is that they want to get rid of things that they don't believe are going to be good. Like, say, that one game we just talked about, Everwild, that's been in production for like 6+ years and nothing came out of it. They're going to can that, while they're going to keep Halo for some reason, which, as much as I love Halo, they really need to sack the entire team for that and get a new setup. Because holy crap, just changing the name does not fix your problem with that. 343 has ruined that game. That's me being mad. I'm sorry. I really loved Halo back in the day. Man, why'd you have to go and ruin it? It went all downhill. They actively went out of their way to say, hey, we're not making a game in the vision that was originally designed. We want to make something new using a current IP. Like, what? Why? Anyways. Additional details regarding Microsoft layoffs, which division has been impacted. Sources tell Variety that cuts in gaming do. Wait, hold on. Additional details regarding Microsoft layoffs and which divisions have been impacted, sources tell Variety that cuts in gaming do not make up the majority, are expected to be shared later Wednesday. There we go. See below for Spencer's full memo. Oh my god, am I going to read this again? No, I'm not. Let's see. Removing layers. Prioritizing opportunities. HR is working directly with the impact employees to provide severance plans. Okay. Aligned with local laws, including pay, healthcare coverage, job placement resources to support their transition. Employees whose roles were eliminated are encouraged to explore open positions across Microsoft Gaming, where their applications will be given priority review. So it's not like they're leaving them out to dry. It sounds like even after everything's done, they're like, hey, yeah, put your applications back in. We'll give you guys first look at jobs, and we'll go and reorganize with you guys in the company. So, truth of the matter is, in the end, it seems like, I mean, that's just how business is sometimes. If my job got canned, I guarantee you they would have somewhere for me to sit when I walk in the next day. And I think this is kind of the logic of it. And if it's not, I guarantee you there are people there that will make sure it's the logic of it. But no, that's wild.